everybody, and welcome to REALMATHON week 2, which also happens to be my spring break. I'm excited. I have a lot I want to read this spring break. I have a lot I want to do. I also just definitely want to take this time to mentally recharge. I am a creature that likes to stay up late and sleep in late, and obviously as a middle school teacher, that is not something I can do very often, just my breaks in the summer. So I plan to take full advantage of reading until 2 a.m. and then sleeping till noon, because that is just what my inner child and my inner teenager still wants to do even in my 30s. So let's go ahead and wrap up a book I finished in between vlogs, talk about the books that I'm hoping to read this week, and then I've got a couple other little tidbits to share. I'm going to crack open some caffeine because I need it. In the last vlog, I had gotten to about 65% of Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver, and I finished it last night. I stayed up until 2 a.m. to finish this book. No regrets. Again, it's spring break. I can do what I want. And what I wanted to do last night was spend more time with Skylar and West. I'm obsessed with them. I loved Wild Love. Like at that point, that was my favorite Elsie Silver book I had read. I still like that book more than Heartless, even though I gave Heartless 5 stars. And then I read this one and I liked it even more than Wild Love. So whatever she is putting in this Rose Hill series, I'm an addict for, and I will continue to read them. I don't think I have time to read Wild Side over spring break, but I know that one just came out and people are fangirling over it, which makes me want to pick it up so bad. We also got some insight into those two characters in this book, and I am so curious about them. So this was 5 stars. Something else I want to say about this book is a lot of the times recently when I have come to spice scenes in books, I have been apt to skip those scenes. They're getting repetitive. They're getting redundant. A lot of them are giving me the ick. Even Powerless by Elsie Silver in the Chestnut Springs, which is the last book I read before I picked this one up, that one gave me the ick with the spice scenes so bad. And I was like, maybe I'm just like done with spice. But this one, it did it well. That book got me plus 60, it was either 64 or 67, I'll have to check my reading journal, points for the Stags for REALMATHON, which brings me to, let me talk about what I want to read in this vlog this week. So first of all, I have a book club meeting with one of my in real life book clubs at the end of this week on Sunday during the Gala of Peace, which is fine, whatever. And we have not been doing like a book pick. We have been doing a theme pick. And the theme for this one was one that, like, honestly, I had thought about skipping, but I just couldn't do that. And the theme was historical mystery. Nothing about that genre speaks to me, but I know a lot of people on BookTube really like the Veronica Speedwell series. And so I was searching Audible to see if those books were part of the sale that they had a few weeks ago. And it turns out the first few books in that series are free on Audible. So I've already started listening to A Curious Beginning, which is the first Veronica Speedwell book. And I'm actually pleasantly surprised. It's about this woman who has lost her guardians, and she comes home from the funeral and is basically confronted by this man who's like, you have to get away now. Your life is in danger. And she's taken to London, which urban setting, yay. She's taken to London and is put in the care of this taxidermist named Stoker. And I don't know where the story is going to go from there. That's all that's happened so far. But I really like Veronica's just kind of like ball busting ways. She's really funny. She's really blunt. She doesn't really put up with societal norms, and so I'm really enjoying that book. So I'll be listening to that anytime where I'm like walking or doing house chores or driving. That will be what I'm listening to. I also have a Kindle book that I need to get to, which is The Grace Year, and this is by Kim Liggett. This is my other in real life book club pick. I am in a book club with a lot of the teachers at my school. We just kind of formed a book club on our own. We're called the Page Turners, and this is the pick. It is dystopian YA. I don't really know much about the plot, but I think it follows this society where girls are sent away when they hit like their sexual maturity, because they don't want to be viewed as temptations to society. And I don't know what happens to them once they're sent away, but I think they come back. Like, I think they're sent away for a year, then they come back. But what is the main book? Last year during spring break, I read one of my favorite books. It was a chunky book during spring break, and that was When the Moon Hatched. And so I thought it was very apt to read another highly anticipated chunky book during this spring break. And this is my Patreon book club this month, The Will of the Many by James Islington. I think somebody confirmed is how you actually say his name. And I'm very, very excited to get to this one. I know I've been talking for 10 minutes, but I have one more thing to say. I tend to get really bad cabin fever during my breaks like this. And it's not because I don't appreciate the time at home, because trust me, I appreciate the time at home. I am a homebody. I am an introvert. I love just being in my own space. I look forward to being here, but I do tend to get a little bit of cabin fever when I'm home for Christmas break or spring break, even summer break sometimes, because like my best friends are all at work and I'm at home and I don't know. So in order to keep my like mind busy and my body engaged and not just sitting on the couch reading, I have come up with a wheel of spring break fitness activities to keep me busy this week. So there are things like run, do treadmill and strength training, pickleball, an outdoor walk, and yoga. So every day I will have a physical activity to kind of just keep me, you know, active and moving. And we're going to find out what we're going to do today. Some of these are weather dependent because it is supposed to rain and storm a lot over the break. So if it's raining on a day where I pick an outdoor activity, we'll just respin. Today's activity is, oh, perfect. It's an outdoor walk. If it's raining at the time where I need to take my outdoor walk, I'm just going to go walk on the treadmill. But right now it looks like a really pretty day outside. My dad is coming into town just for the afternoon to spend some time with me and my brother. He lives about 2.5 hours away. So we're going to eat lunch and just hang out this afternoon. I'll bring one of my books with me, I guess. I will check in later. Really fun time over at my dad and, well, over at my brother's house. My dad was in town. We went and we got brunch at a really cute diner. I got some chicken and waffles. It's still light outside. That was a perfectly timed walk because right when I got back, it was starting to get dark. So 2 miles. We'll do something a little bit more high impact tomorrow, but that felt good. Good morning, everybody. It is now Tuesday morning. I think the last time I caught up with y'all, I had just gotten home from my walk. So let's do a reading update, and then we will pick our activity for the day, and then I'll get to reading. It's actually more like 11 a.m., but I've told you guys that this is what my body wants to live life like, and it's not allowed to, so we're just letting it happen. But yesterday, I read a little bit of all 3 of my books, which is just crazy. I read maybe like 40 to 50 pages of The Grace Year. I can't remember. I don't have my Kindle in front of me right now, and that was just like between hanging out with my dad and my brother and everything. My brother like cooked, so I read on the couch while he was cooking. And then I listened to up to chapter 11 of the Veronica Speedwell A Curious Beginning book. That one is interesting. I find Veronica Speedwell's character really annoying and abrasive and brash. And like, she's just a know-it-all, and I don't like characters who are know-it-alls, which is funny because I know sometimes I come across that way. So maybe it's like identifying a part of me that I see in her that I don't like. I don't know. She's just very confrontational and always has to be right and always has to have the last word and always has to have something to say. But that said, I am enjoying the setting of the book and the route that the mystery is taking. They're basically having to find out who murdered somebody that was close to both Veronica and Stoker in this book. And that has taken them to having to go undercover at kind of this freak show circus situation. I don't think freak show is the right thing to say. So if that was wrong, I'm sorry. But that's where we're at. Their dynamic between the two of them, between Veronica and Stoker, is really fun. You can tell they don't like each other, but at the same time, they also have this tension and this chemistry between them that's very palpable and believable. So I'm enjoying that. I just don't like Veronica's like actual characterization. I'm wearing my like huge, gigantic, this is my favorite like reading at home shirt. So if you're like, girl, that shirt's not flattering, I know, but it's comfortable. And then as far as, I almost called this the Wheel of Time. No, as far as the Will of the Many, I did start this last night. I read the first 3 chapters, so I've barely made a dent in it, but I really like what I've read so far. This is coming from someone who, when anytime somebody has pitched this book to me, the only thing I have known is the magic system. I haven't known anything about the characters. I haven't known anything about the setting or the world. And I really like the main character that we're introduced to. He's a 17-year-old boy who is working at the prison of this world. And basically in this world, I still don't quite understand the magic system, but there's different tiers or castes or whatever you want to call it in this world. And the lower castes cede their will to the people in the higher castes. And the people in this prison are basically living vegetables who are just having their will sapped out of them. They're literally hooked up to devices called sappers. And that was a really just, we're going to throw you into the brutality and the gruesomeness of this world in chapter 1. But I like our main character. Curious to get to know more about him. He is an orphan, but it's clear that he's keeping secrets about his actual past from everybody in the city. So this is going to be the main focus of today, and then we'll figure out what activity we're going to do, which could make a difference to what other books I get read today. So I've got my wheel up. My iPad only has 6%, so let's hope it doesn't die while we're doing this. But here we go. Same activities as yesterday. Today we are going to, that says pickleball. So I guess at some point today we will go out to the courts and we will hit some pickleballs together. I'm not sure if this is breakfast or brunch or lunch or what, but one thing about me is I will hyperfixate on a meal, and right now it's avocado toast with hot sauce and a fried runny egg. Oh my gosh, like every day, it's all I can think about. It's gonna be a problem because eggs and avocados are both now so expensive. Today is just kind of working out perfectly because I was already going to go play pickleball, which is what I'm dressed to do. I've got my pickleball bag on. But Brent just texted me and asked if I wanted to go to the beginner intermediate night out at the courts that he plays at sometimes, which I don't normally get to do because it goes kind of late. So I'm gonna go practice by myself, and then I'm gonna go play with some other people, which is very intimidating for me, but I'm gonna do it. All that said, that does change the course of the day just a little bit because I was gonna go play by myself, pick up a Kroger order, and then come home and spend the rest of the day reading The Will of the Many. So I will not get to The Will of the Many until late tonight, but that's okay. Because of all the driving I'll be doing, I'm gonna get lots of audiobook time. So I will listen to that on the way to and from everywhere. I'm probably going to go wash my car and clean it out after I play pickleball by myself, then pick up my Kroger order, and then come home, like make a coffee because I can, and get ready to go play in this beginner night a couple cities over. I really need to play with other people, but that is so intimidating for me because like really the only person I've really played with is Brent, and he knows that I'm such a beginner. So hopefully like beginner night is very true to its name, and these people that I will be playing with will be legitimate beginners. But I'm going to take you guys along with me while I practice by myself. Probably not tonight, but I will let you know how it goes tonight. And I did put sunscreen on. There is so much sunscreen slathered on my face because I don't want this to get worse. I might even pull my headband down over it, which looks stupid, but I'm trying to protect my skin. Let me see if I can explain what we're doing out here today. Behind me, we have a pickleball court. This is a serving line. That is a kitchen line right there in front of the net, and the other side has the same thing, and it's split into two halves. So when you serve the ball, if you are right here, then you want it to go diagonal, and you want it to miss the kitchen. You want it to go past the kitchen, but you don't want it to go out on the sides. So I am not consistent with this at all, and I have been trying to get consistent, and I just don't have hand-eye coordination, which is why I ran track in high school, because I tried to play basketball and I have no hand-eye coordination. But this is a fun recreational activity for people in their 30s, and so I want to be good at it. So I'm here by myself practicing. I've been out here for like 40 minutes, and I'm probably going to go for another 25 before I call it a day, and I guess I'll let you guys watch me mess up.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The
Not bad, and that's just round 1 for today.
Way back a year ago. I've changed for the better.
Good morning, friends.
It's Wednesday. It's actually like 11:20. It's not the morning time at all. My body feels like it has been through a paper shredder in the best way, but I never updated y'all about pickleball stuff yesterday. So I did spend like an hour practicing by myself, which I think definitely helped in the long run. So yay me. But I got home, ran a whole bunch of errands, was listening to A Curious Beginning the whole time, and then went to the beginner pickleball group, which I was really nervous about. I don't have any kind of like diagnosed anxiety, and I know I probably need to go get a diagnosis because I know I struggle with anxiety. Like when you know you do, you know you do. But just meeting new people and the feeling of failure that I get when I try something new is sometimes so overwhelming. And so I was really nervous to go show up with a bunch of people because in my brain I was like, they're gonna know more than me, they're gonna catch on faster than I do, I'm gonna look like an idiot. And of course none of that was true. So it was a really well organized thing at the beginner night. There was 4 courts that were being used. 2 of the courts were being used for like intermediate play, just like people showing up to play games. 1 court was used for like beginner play, people that knew enough to play a game and jump in even though they weren't great. And then 1 court was used for like the basics and learning to play a game. And so even though I know the rules and I know how to play a game because I've played with Brent, I still feel so beginner. So I went to like the beginner, like the baby beginner. And it was a really good group of people. There were about 9 of us. And so we kept rotating in and out of games once we mastered the basics. And like I even made some new friends. I exchanged phone numbers with people at the end to like meet up and play again, which is crazy to me. I don't do that kind of thing. But I played pickleball for like 3.5 to 4 hours last night and I feel it. My hamstrings are so tight. So I'm not spinning the wheel today, but I am gonna go do just like a yoga stretch, like an athletic yoga stretch tonight. I think that will help my muscles, my hamstrings, and my back specifically. And I did post in my city's pickleball group me being like, any beginners want to show up and play over the next 2 days? But nobody's answered me yet, so we'll see. Today I have a list of things. We are going to join sprints with Lexi and read some more The Will of the Many because I'm still only 3 chapters in of this. I'm still a creature of habit with my avocado toast fried egg, and I put extra hot sauce on this plate today. So this is breakfast, lunch, whatever time of the day it is. And other than that, I just have some like cleaning. I want to change the sheets on my bed, but I really am just itching to get back into my book. So I'm going to turn sprints on, catch up with all the book people, and then read like for the majority of the day. And it's going to be great. I have a headache. And I don't know why, because I hydrated really, really well before all of the activities of yesterday, but I woke up with a headache and like a muscle cramp in my back. I've read 3 chapters of The Will of the Many. I know I really need to get to reading this book because I'm liking it, 1, and 2, I really want to finish it this week, but I feel like I need to go lie down. I feel like taking a little bit of a nap and then waking up and having some caffeine will probably help. Am I crazy? Maybe. Does that kind of stuff really help? But it's all up and down the back of my neck and I don't want to sit here and complain. So that's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go lie down, wake up, read some of my book. Patrons and I are watching episode 1 of season 3 of Game of Thrones tonight. And then I can stay up as late as I golly well want to because I'm on spring break and I can read some more book. I napped for so long, guys. I don't know if I just like, my body was in recovery mode. I haven't felt like this since I was training for half marathon. Wow. Okay. So I took a really long nap. My only regret for today is that I haven't read very much and I haven't cleaned my house at all. It's like I woke up and I looked around and I was like, I must have been feeling bad because I do not let my floor get this cluttered. So I'll take care of that later. But I'm about to watch Game of Thrones with my patrons. We have been watching the first and last episode of every season together and then filling in the gaps on our own. So we have made it to season 3. And then after we watch this episode, I'm going to make a cup of coffee and I'm going to plan on a late binge reading night. And we're going to get some of The Will of the Many read because we're halfway through the week, guys, and I've only finished 1 book. That's a problem. Welcome to another segment of I Am Not an Aesthetic Vlogger.
There's a pile of blankets and pillows right there. If you're unfamiliar with my channel, hi, welcome. I have to barricade this chest off because my cat will jump up there in the middle of the night and start howling. So when I'm ready to go to bed, I put all of my like throw pillows and stuff up there. It does not make for a very aesthetic experience, but hi, I'm freshly showered. I put new sheets on the bed. I feel like a new human being. It's also almost midnight and I haven't read that much today, but I also feel like it's only like 5 p.m. because most of this day felt like an absolute waste because I didn't feel good. I feel like I didn't really let on to how bad I was feeling this morning, but I was talking about it on Patreon today. I felt like I had a hangover plus sore muscles. I did not drink yesterday, guys, but I did stay out super late. I worked my body way harder than I have in a really long time. And after pickleball, Brent and I went to Buffalo Wild Wings because it was the only place whose kitchen was still open. And I had chicken wings. So I didn't exactly put healthy things back in my body after I ate. And so when I woke up today, I had the headache. I have a knot in my back that I am trying to like do the tennis ball thing to get out. And I read a little bit, but I haven't read a lot. So let me give you the update so far on The Will of the Many. That's how far I am. I would like to finish this by Friday. Today is Wednesday. You can see the issue. But I think I could read to page 200 right now. I am currently on chapter 7, which is page 77. So really, like, if I'm feeling this awake, I can read 130 pages. I'm listening along with reading the book. And guys, I'm really, really liking it. I'm a little bit confused. I still don't 100% understand how seeding works. Like, I understand there's different classes of people and they seed their will. Like, I understand the terminology. I don't quite understand it. And not only are you seeding, like, your will to people above you, but you can also like imbue things magically with will. And there's some like sci-fi elements in here too, or at least they feel more sci-fi than your traditional fantasy. I'm still very much in the introduction, but I really like Vis's character so far, and I like the setup. I think there's going to be a kind of academy in this book where Vis is going. It does feel very adjacent to Red Rising. This feels like the fantasy counterpart to Red Rising, which I did like the first Red Rising book, but so far I like Vis better than I liked Darrow in that book. And I have not continued the series yet. So anyway, I'm going to read for a few hours, probably fall asleep at like 2 or 3, because again, I'm on spring break and this is what we do. And I will check in with you in the morning, hopefully after I've gotten to page 200. Sometimes being a booktuber gets in the way of reading, which is fine. Like, I picked this for myself, you know, and I love it. But I just spent the morning filming a like series audit video, like series that I'm in the middle of. And that took up most of my morning. And now I'm going to edit it because it should have gone up early this morning, but I didn't feel good yesterday, so I didn't film it. So it's going to go up later today. And I really just want to dive back into my book. I got to page like 130 last night. It wasn't that I couldn't keep reading, it was just that it was 2 a.m. and I felt like I should be a responsible human and go to sleep early because I knew I had to film this today. But this evening I do have reading sprints. We can stay up late again and read tonight. But I'm going to edit this video and then eat lunch, and then we can finally get to reading. Video is edited, uploaded, and live, so we're gonna go make some lunch and then I'm gonna snuggle in to read. We also have to figure out what physical activity we're doing today and when I'm gonna have time for that, but I do feel better today than I did yesterday, so I'm ready to move my body. Salsa ranch salad kit with some blackened chicken strips. Gonna go finish my energy drink, eat this, figure out where the day takes us from there, because right now I honestly don't know. I forgot to film the wheel because of course I did, but pickleball won again. I'm very sore and I'm a little sunburnt from the other day, but I just put sunscreen over my entire body, not just my face. So we're gonna go. I put out like feelers on Facebook and the community pickleball group me to be like, hey, I'm coming and I would love people to play with, but no one's answered. And would you look at that weather? I mean, it is a perfect day for it. Hi friends, it's 4:30. I went to the courts at 2:30 and I'm just getting home. I put sunscreen on, I promise. Next time I'm gonna take sunscreen with me so that I can reapply, because people are gonna think I went to the beach, and also sun cancer is not cool. I was folding laundry before I left, so that's why there's a ton of laundry on the couch, because I watch YouTube videos and fold laundry from right there. Guys, I had the best experience. I told you that I was trying to put like feelers out to get people to come play with me, and nobody bit, which made me sad. But like, I get most people aren't teachers, and so most people are at work, but you never know, like there might be some people that could come play. So I went and probably spent 45 minutes serving by myself. There was a group of guys at the other end of the courts that were playing tennis, and then they switched over to playing pickleball, but they definitely looked like they knew what they were doing. So I let them play and didn't approach them or anything. But this other guy, he looked like he was about in his 20s. He was walking around the park and saw me playing by myself and was like, hey, do you have an extra paddle? And I was like, have you ever played before? And he was like, no. So I taught him how to play, but it turns out that he knows how to play ping pong and tennis. So he had a little bit of an advantage on me. But we played 3 games to 11 and 1 game to 6. I lost all of them. But like Brent likes to tell me, the only way I'm going to get better is to play people. So I was so grateful for this kind stranger. And just before you ask, I was safe. I always share my location with my work friends. We have a group text called the Algebras. And I have location sharing on with them. Hey Zelda, you wanna come see me? Yeah, you wanna say hi? Hey. Okay, come here. Okay. But anyway, it was a great workout. I'll post my little fitness chart up there. It was very hot. It only got hotter from when I showed y'all in the car earlier, so it was 84. I need to get some more like athletic, breathable clothes. And just let me say, this Route 44 Sonic Diet Coke Easy Ice is the best tasting thing I've ever had. I drank all of my water playing today. I'm really debating getting one of the 64-ounce Stanleys because like I'm going through the water. But I just had a blast. Like, I want to keep playing. Is this my thing? Some people have yoga, some people have tennis, some people run, but I think pickleball is my thing.
Have I vlogged in like 3 days? No. Am I going to catch you up later? Yes. Have I read anything I was supposed to read this week? Barely. Have I also finished like 4 books this week? Yes, I have, and I'm about to finish this one. There's a lot to update you on later, but I have book club in an hour. Hey friends. So it's Sunday evening now. We're sitting in my room, which means the bad lighting. I didn't update, like, at all for the rest of the whole entire week, and I'm so sorry about that. We had really, really bad weather move in at the beginning of the weekend, and then after that, it was Gala of Peace weekend, which I should have been, like, actively vlogging for, but it was so hectic and chaotic. All of the hosts were on sprints and then jumping to other sprints. It was like sprint central, so all I was doing was looking like a trash goblin. I did not put makeup on a single time. I did not do my hair. I sat in my pajamas all day. What is this? What is that? There. I sat in my pajamas all day on the couch or in my bed and read. The only exceptions were when I left my house. Can you guess what I went and did? I played pickleball. Guys, it's an addiction. This whole vlog, like, the point was for me to do like different types of activity, and it did spin and land on pickleball twice. And after that, I was like, forget about it. Like, I'm pickleball. I am pickleball. I mean, I'm not good at pickleball, but I am pickleball. I am that person. So I went and played several more times. I went and joined Brent after the bad weather at an indoor place, and he has a ball machine. And so we just hit against the ball machine. My body feels it. I feel like it is the best exercise I've done for myself in forever. I want to be competitive. I want to get better, and I want to be competitive. Like, I'm looking into taking lessons this summer. It's something that I'm really, really, really loving
that I'm doing purely for myself, and that feels so good. But let me catch you up on the reading things. So I didn't finish The Will of the Many. I haven't picked up The Gray Shear a single time since Monday. So those books are going to roll over to next week. And I do have a fun, not like color wheel picks my books like I did the first week, but I do have a challenge that I'm going to try and do to get through those books this week. But I did read 3 books for Gala of Peace. The first one I read was The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez. And this one was really cute. It's a very, very short novella about this guy and this girl. They live in separate apartments and they kind of share a landing between the two of them. And one day there is an accident and their landlord accidentally schedules to get their stairs taken away for like maintenance and repairs and stuff. So they don't have stairs, they can't get down, and they're kind of stuck sharing this landing together, and they get to know each other, and it was just really cute. I had a really good time, and I rated that one 4 stars. Then I read Count My Lies by Sophie Stava. This is a new book of the month release. It was my book of the month pick this month, and sadly, this one didn't work for me. It is a storyline that I've read 7, 8 times in other thrillers, and this one was just written poorly. We're following our main character, who is a compulsive liar. Like, you talk to her, she finds something to lie to you about. She basically weasels her way into this family to become their nanny by lying. She says she has medical knowledge. She doesn't. And she gets to know the family up close, personal. She's crushing on the dad of the family. She wants to be the wife's BFF and like become just like her. And then throughout the story, little reveals are given to us, and it ends in a surprise twist that really wasn't that surprising. So unfortunately, this is a 2-star read for me. And then today I read Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. I liked Done and Dusted. It was a 3.5. This one was a 4 for me. It was so sweet. It was so fun. It's very short. You can fly through these books. And we're following Ada, who is an interior designer who comes to Rebel Blue Ranch to fix up the new guest house that Wes is opening on his family's property. Their love story was very cute. I really like that Lila Sage chooses to focus on things like neurodivergence and mental health. Wes struggles from depression. Our girl Ada was in a very toxic marriage and struggles to understand that like she has freedom in her life now, and it was just really sweet. I loved all of the scenes where Wes was teaching her to drive a stick shift and overcoming her fear of horses and all these things. It was just really cute, really sweet. I can't wait to read the next one, which I think is going to follow my 2 favorite characters in the series. The only thing I wish, and why it was a 4 and not a 5, I feel like her male main characters don't have as much depth when we're reading from their POV. I feel like she really knows how to write her women main characters, and her male main characters are just kind of there. They all kind of read the same. Nevertheless, I really enjoyed this series. Today, I wrapped up the week by going to a place called The Drunken Chicken for book club, and I got some chicken tenders and a really good sauce. I also got a mango boba tea that was delicious. Right, Zelda? Did you wish you could have the mango boba tea? Look at all those people that love you so much. They say they love my cats. Anyway, guys, that was my spring break. It was a little bit chaotic. I played pickleball more than I read, probably. If you support me on this new journey, thank you. If you just want me to get back to the books, I understand that too, but my vlogs are slice of life vlogs. I read in them, but I also show you other things going on in the week. Proud of the reading that I did for my team, even though I didn't finish the books that I wanted to finish this week. And yeah. If you watched all the way to the end of this vlog, why don't you leave me any kind of cat emoji? She's purring. I don't know if you can hear that. Other ways to support me or be my friend on other social platforms are all linked down below, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye, guys.